Hello students, we'll start the new chapter from the civics section, chapter 4, local self-government in urban areas. First we'll know what is local self-government in urban areas. What does it signifies? It signifies governance of an urban area through their elected representatives. Urban areas are the developed areas. Local self-government in urban area was introduced through 74th Amendment Act. Urban areas are the ones which are developing areas. These are the areas which have all the facilities for the people according to their needs, demands and requirements. Central government or state government cannot handle all the facilities together for the people of the country. So they have constituted different bodies. They are divided into three parts. First, Nagar Panchayat, second, municipality, and third, municipal corporation. Nagar Panchayat is for transitional areas, which is set up for the transitional areas. Transitional areas, it means with the areas which is changing from rural to urban areas, which is neither developed or neither completely undeveloped areas. The second is the municipality or the municipal committees. In this area, the people are elected, and the elected members, they are known as the councillors. Who elect these member councillors? The people or the residents of the cities or the citizens of the cities who are above 18 years of age and who were eligible to give vote, they can elect the members of the members, and which was known as the councillors. The term of the councillors was 5 years. Now, what is municipality? It is the body which is developed city or town, but they are smaller in size and they have less population. Okay, in municipality, we have we had or the head which is called as commissioner, or we call it a president or chairman of the municipality. The chairperson and the vice chairman, they both are elected by the councillors. Councillors are elected by the members or the citizens of the particular residence of the city, or and the chairperson and the vice chairman, they are elected by the councillors. In this, these seats are also reserved for the different people. One third of the seat is reserved for women, and some of the seats are reserved for scheduled caste and the scheduled tribe. The term for the councillors are 5 years, but in case or if they are not working, they can be dissolved by the state government. Besides elected members, we have some members from the central and state government. Municipal commissioner, the government servant. He is the executive head. What is the meaning of executive? Executive means a person who is or a person concerned with managing, making plans and decisions and etc. So, municipal commissioner is the executive head. He can be transferred from one place to the other place. He supervises the budget in the particular city. He submits annual report or whatever the things which was developed in the city and whatever things which was done in the cities, the report of everything is given by the municipal commissioner to the state government. The different officers and some of them or different people which are there or which is working for the different departments, which was employed for the different departments as the different some of the officers: health officers, sanitary inspectors, education officers, civil engineers, and the different other people are also there, etc. Now, municipal corporation. See, students, municipality was for the smaller cities which is having a less population. Municipal corporation is for metropolitan cities. Metropolitan cities are the developed cities which are having the population of more than 10 lakh. That's why that is governed by the municipal corporation. This in metropolitan city is divided into wards. I'll give you the example how the city is divided. Like, city is divided into different wards. Ward 1, Ward 2, Ward 3, Ward 4 and Ward 5. The people of the Ward 1, the citizens of the Ward 1, those who are eligible to give vote, they will going to elect the different person. People of the Ward 2, they will going to elect the different representative, this B. And people of the Ward 3, they will going to elect the different representative, and in that same manner the people of the Ward 4 also they will going to elect the different representative. So people of all the city, all this ward or all the adult citizens, those who are eligible to give vote, they will going to elect their own representatives from each ward. And in this also, seats are reserved for the women. That is, one third seat is reserved for women, and some of the seats are reserved for the members of the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribe. They There are also some nominated members to the corporation. The nominated members, some of the respected and the respected members are nominated, though they are known as the aldermen. The, Here also the elected members, they are known as the councillors. They also elect mayor and deputy mayor. Mayor is the political executive of the corporation. See, students, the tenure for the mayor and deputy mayor is 5 years, but it varies from state to state. It depends from state to state. The mayor presides over the meeting of the corporation. They do the meeting, he held the meeting, and he look after the work of the corporation with the different executive officers or with the different officers which were appointed or which was appointed by the state government. The mayor the is of the municipal corporation, but the role is largely ceremonial as executive powers are vested in the commissioner, municipal commissioner. He is the real executive. Who? Municipal commissioner is the real executive. He is appointed by the state government. He gives the training, or he all the different officers works under him. He supervises the work of the different branches of the administration. It means he supervises the work of the sanitary inspectors, health officers, and the different officers which are working in the particular city. Commissioner is the link between the state government and the corporation, that whatever the things which happening in the particular city, the information or the report of that particular city will be given by the commissioner to the state government. Now, functions of the municipalities and the municipal corporation. See, students, Functions are of two types: obligatory functions and optional functions. Obligatory functions, it means they are the functions which has to be done, or they are the things which has to be done by the, it is compulsory for the municipal corporation and municipal committee for do. And optional functions, it depends on the fund which they are having. According to the fund, or according to the fund, they're going to do the development in the particular city. So if we'll talk about, first we'll talk about the optional functions. They are that because of the fund, if they are having fund, if they want the need in the particular city, they will develop public parks and gardens, they will establish and maintain museums, they will hold fairs and exhibitions or different melas, or they will provide public transport services or the private services. Now, the compulsory functions. For compulsory functions, first is the civic amenities, the basic needs of the people of this particular city or the citizens of the city. Things which the municipal corporation or the municipal committee have to do, it is compulsory for them. First is the construction and maintenance of road, that the proper road should be there in the city. Supplying of clean drinking water, supply of electricity to homes and industries. The industries which are present in their particular city. Why they provide electricity to industry? So that industry should be run properly and people can get employment in the industries. Lighting of public streets, constructing and maintaining public urinals and latrines, public buildings, crematoria and graveyards, maintaining markets, preparing budget, it means that where how much money will be spent in which category or in which part of the city, the how much money will be spent. It is decided that how the development, how much development was done in which of the area. According to that only the budget is decided, that how much money will be spent on which area. Now the public health, they have to see the public health also. They have to see, or they have to think about the health of the people of the particular city. For that, they have to open hospitals and dispensaries for the treatment of the patients. They have to preventing epidemics, vaccination for smallpox, polio vaccination programs. They have to start removal of garbage and the cleaning of the streets and drains, maternity and child welfare. Next is the public education. Open schools, they have to open schools. They have to give free and compulsory education up to 14 years. This is the scheme which has been started by the government. For that, they have to maintain, or they have to renovate the schools. They have to maintain the schools properly. Open and open a number of municipal primary schools, provide midday meals and free stationery, open public libraries, museums, and reading rooms for the people. Next is the public security. Maintain firefighting services to save public life and property, provide security to the people, remove dangerous or old buildings, check illegal trades, example sale of old and antique statues, paintings, and register births and dates. So these all are the compulsory functions of the municipality or the municipal corporation. Sources of income. See students, municipality and municipal corporation work for the people for the citizens of the city, or for the people of the city, for completing their requirement. They need money for completing the basic needs of the for fulfilling the basic needs of the citizens of the city. They need money. So, what are the different sources? What are the from where the municipal corporation or the state government or the municipal committee gets money? Annual collection of property taxes. They get the taxes from the property of the people. They get the taxes from the people only. They are not raising they some of the funds which they are raising, that is the different thing, but the they are taking the money from the people only in the form of tax on different things. The tax on property, the collection of bills when they give water supply and when they give electricity. See students, we all are paying the electricity bill and the water supply bill to the municipality or to the municipal corporation. Tax collected from markets and commercial institutions and rent collected from buildings owned by them. Octroi tax, it means it is a tax which was collected on goods entering a city. That if the goods which are I'm just giving you the example that if a good is coming from Rajasthan in to Uttar Pradesh, so the government of Uttar Pradesh will going to take tax from them. Whatever the goods which if they are entering into the border or Uttar Pradesh, there they have to pay the taxes on that particular goods. The road tax, toll tax, it is a tax which is collected for roads and bridges. And birth and death certificate fees. Entertainment tax from cinema halls and the circuses. The revenue collected by the government and grants from the state government. Some of the fund is also given by the state government for doing the development in the particular city. Local bodies help to maintain administration at the grassroots level. The common people rarely come in direct contact with the central or state government. It is not there that we are directly going to the state government and we are saying that we are having any kind of problem. There is a step by step, everything is done. There is administration. So, over the years, the work of the local bodies has increased immensely because the in the rural areas or in the cities also, the there are different government, like here local self government is there. So the people, different municipal corporation, municipal committee in rural areas, panchayat is there, gram panchayat is there. So all these things, they are the local self government which is helpful. So these are the local bodies, especially with the migration of thousands of people from villages each year in search of jobs. Thus, many slums or jhuggies have come. Slums or jhuggies, you can say that. I'll just give you the example. You must have seen in the Mumbai, if you went there, or in the movies also, you had seen the different slum areas. If you had in Gorakhpur also, the different slum areas are there where the people are living in the huts and they are not having proper house to live. Local bodies often run short of funds. The central or state governments have to come to for their aid, or they have to fulfill the basic needs of those people also. They also monitor the work of local bodies. The central government and the state government, they supervise the work of the local bodies. The state government can dissolve a municipality or a corporation if it is not satisfied its working. That if municipality or municipal corporation is not working properly in the particular city or they are not developing the areas, or if they are not doing any kind of work in the particular city, they can be dissolved by the state government. By such drastic steps are rarely needed, as the aim of both the local bodies as well as the central and state government is the welfare of the people. That their aim is to do the good or to fulfill the basic needs of the common people of the city or of the rural. In the rural areas, it is for the people of the rural areas. So, students, here we end with the chapter. Thank you.